Cost savings. The most popular topic when it comes to SIP trunking. And to be honest, this is primarily what's been fueling our success through these rough economic times. We've been deploying SIP trunks for the last 3 years, and the reason for that is simply we have customers that had literally life or death situations. Our very first SIP deployment was with a hospice organization who absolutely had to have a new phone system. Their legacy 15, 20-year-old phone system was in a state of failure and disarray. However, they did not have the budget to replace the phone system. So by necessity, we came in and were able to replace both locations with state-of-the-art pure voice-over IP phone system. We were able to eliminate all of their analog lines and all of their traditional telco services, eliminate probably 7/8 of their long distance, and replace that with SIP trunking. The cost savings were so dramatic, not only did it pay for the phone system on a monthly basis since we leased it to them, the net cash flow cost savings was over $250 a month day one. It was a no-brainer. Of course, this was an opportunity for us to compete in this market very well. Since then, there's been a slew of other benefits we realized with SIP trunks. Back to the slide, cost savings. Some of the low-hanging fruit, long-distance savings. We have customers where we can drop their international dialing from 25 cents a minute to 2 cents a minute, depending on the country dialed. We have customers where we can implement specific types of SIP trunks that can give them unlimited long distance into the U.S. and Canada, and or drop their long distance from 5 to 6 cents a minute down to 2 cents a minute. Infrastructure delivery costs. We have situations where customers might have 2 PRIs, which is a total of 46 talk paths over 2 physical connections using legacy dial tone services. And with SIP trunk, we can actually deliver 46 trunks plus over the same amount of bandwidth, which is a meg and a half, which is a T1 connection. Which leads us to the next point, leverage existing investments in networks. We have customers that have already built out fiber optic networks and MPLS networks, and or they're delivering DS3 services to their facilities. Whatever the case might be and whatever the size might be, because SIP is transport independent, we can deliver those SIP trunks over, oftentimes, the existing investment they already have in their network. Elaborating on the first point here, more efficient use of bandwidth. Maybe we bring in, again, a meg and a half of internet bandwidth or 3 megs of internet bandwidth. And when we're not using that bandwidth for SIP trunks, we can use it for internet transport or site-to-site data transport. And the call is only 32K using specific codecs. Other examples of cost savings, we have a lot of customers that might have an office in Portland, but they want a Arizona presence or a Southern Oregon presence or a Vancouver or a Seattle presence, and they've currently had to pay for very costly traditional market expansion lines. That's where they pay an absorbent fee for the line and then an absorbent fee for the per minute use basis so they can publish a Vancouver number that'll terminate into their phone system in Portland. With SIP trunking, I can port a phone number oftentimes anywhere in the country for $1 a month. Maybe you have a high or very important customer that you want to give out a local Idaho number. They call that local Idaho number, but it rings your phone system in Portland, and there's no long distance incurred by them, and it costs you, in this example, $1 a month. Last here on the slide, oftentimes we have customers that might only need 30 talk paths. But since the traditional PRI only goes up to 23 talk paths, they'll have to put in a separate PRI for a total of 46 when they only need 30. With SIP, we can add trunk and talk paths one at a time. One thing that's also not mentioned on here, we have some customers that are seasonal, ski resorts, schools, things like that. We can actually put a flavor of SIP trunks in that will give you just a use it or pay for it as a use basis. So you can fit as many conversations down whatever bandwidth you have. For example, if you have a T1, we can bring up to 46 concurrent talk paths, and you're only paying for what you use. And the off time, say in the summer for a ski resort or summer, spring break, Christmas for a school, you're not paying for those.